Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Cindy here from clbcraftcreations.blogspot.com with a really quick little treat bag for you today. We're going to be using the Mini Treat Bag Thinlits dies, and I know that there's a ton of videos out there on these, and there are so many possibilities to create for these bags. I'm using something a little different this time. I'm actually using the, get the exact name for you. They are the Festive Designer Kraft paper rolls, and there come two to a package, and they're actually currently in our clearance section, so while supplies last you can get these, but there is so much paper on this roll. You could get so many bags out of this, and I don't think that it's holiday specific, so you could, I mean, here's the two rolls that you get, and you could make so many bags out of this if you wanted. And I really just think it's a good staple to have in. I mean, it's a craft paper, so you could really make anything with it. It's a little thinner than our cardstock, which I think makes for a nice treat bag as well. And it's very similar to the treat bags that we actually did have in the catalog. So let's get started real quick. What I did is I cut a piece of that off the roll of that the striped paper, and that's about 6 inches wide, and you can leave it for the full length if you want, because what I did is actually I lined this up on here, and then there's enough room at the bottom to actually get 2 of the side pieces, so I'll show you that as well. So we'll get our magnetic platform. I'm going to do this first before I bring in my big shot, just because it's easier to line up. Just a tip as well, when you're lining up your framelit, make sure that you have it within your cutting plate area, because when you roll that through your big shot, if it is not lined up with the cutting plates, 1, it won't cut, but 2, you have the potential to actually break it. There's this little piece here that could break. You want to be real careful when you're actually putting that down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually line this up. So I'm going to take this piece right here, and I'm lining it up with the stripe. Actually, it's this piece over here. And that way, when I go to fold it with the piece in the back, it's going to match up. Okay? Now, if you do not have the magnetic platform, and you'd like to use some washi tape to hold it down, that would work as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take my clear plate now, put that right on top. If you don't get this exact, no one's going to notice. Get that down and feed it through. Now, this is much thinner than the cardstock, so you'll have to figure out if your machine requires an additional layer of paper in order to cut. If you notice right up here, it's not, I actually had to rerun it through. It had not cut all the way on that piece. So like I said, check, your machine may be different. All of them are calibrated differently, so you may need a little extra thickness, because like I said, this is actually really, really thin. So that's that piece. Now we're going to go ahead and do our second piece. And again, this is just a scrap piece left over from another one of the bags that I had done. And we'll go ahead and put that down. We're going to use the other piece now. Like I said, what you want to do is you want to line that up as best you can with the bottom. You want to make sure that you get the whole image on there. Okay? And then we'll run that through. Just put our plate on top. And also, I went ahead and I die cut the heart that's in that framelit set with some real red cardstock. You want to go ahead and fold all your score marks. You can use your bone folder to make them nice and crisp. And you can use regular adhesive with this, so snail works just fine. You could also use sticky strip if you want to use sticky strip, or even fast use. I'm just going to go ahead and use snail. And I'm going to, so we're going to take this little piece so we folded our scores, and we're just, folded our scores, sorry, off the camera. We're just going to run a strip of snail. Okay. And then we're going to line that up. And with this, because we did it with the stripes, you can line up those stripes. Now, if your whatever cardstock you're using doesn't have stripes, obviously, then you don't need to worry about that. But that was the purpose that I did with the stripes, and making sure that I lined up the bottoms just the way they were, so that when I attached them, that they were going in the right direction. Okay, so now we'll flip it over, and we're going to add adhesive along this line here. Actually, take that. Now, I've noticed that there's a slight waxy surface on here, so my snail is not actually, so maybe sticky strip or fast fuse would actually be better. So then you just put your adhesive along that line, and then you can just press that down, and then you're going to add now adhesive to the bottom here. Flip that up, seal up your bag, and there is your cute little striped mini treat bag. And definitely room, I mean, if you wanted to put some M&Ms, I've got some Valentine's colored M&Ms. Stick a little handful of those in there. Fold that over, and then give it a little crease just so that it stays closed. You could use a little clothespin on here. That would be really cute. Even one of the heart clips, that would be cute too. I'm going to add a little heart closure right here. Especially if you have a ton of these to make, you want to simplify. You want to make it as quick and as easy as possible. So just kind of cover your back here, since we're going to use this as our closure. Center that in the middle. Make sure you're attaching to the bag itself as well as the top. And you're done. Isn't that sweet? I love it. Here's the original. And this is the one with it's actually the closure. So you have the option. Again, if you wanted to actually just close that and then put a little clothespin, then your heart is right there in the middle. You could even do that with that one as well. But so there's slightly two different variations. And then also, if you're going to use the Kraft paper, it does not stamp well. I took the perpetual birthday calendar hearts. My idea was that I thought that it would be like our Kraft cardstock or even our crumb cake cardstock. It's not like that. There is this waxy kind of film on them. So when I went to stamp it, as you can see, it doesn't really absorb very well into the paper. So I'm sure you could probably heat emboss it. That would probably work. But again, for trying to make treat bags, obviously you're usually making in mass production, so you wanted them to be as quick as possible. So just wanted to show you, what I discovered in terms of that. So there you have it. I hope that you liked today's quick little card, it's not a card project, this quick little treat project, and that you will give them a try. Join me next time. Hit the like button if you like this project. Subscribe to my channel for updates on all my new videos. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.